Ricardo, Dubek sir, you can unmute and start. You
I
have
want
already
you to.
unmuted.
There's lots of disturbance, Jansab, from your audio. Yeah, okay. So we can begin now. Good evening, everyone. As the notice says, we are going to uh, talk about writing down your thoughts. This has been taken from chapter 16 of the book, The Word Within. I think most of us know about this book. This is a compilation of talks Krishna had in private conversations with people who came and met him during the Second World War. So I'll just read it out to you and then we can have a discussion or a dialogue based on our understanding. It's a little longer, so please bear with me. O said he could not meditate. His thoughts wandered all over the place, and he could not keep his mind still. He felt it was about time he gave thought to this. He was an active person and was ever enrolled in some activity or the other. Activity without deep comprehension leads to confusion, to the present state of the world. Without self knowledge, activity must lead inevitably to conflict. Meditation is the beginning of discovery in self knowledge. Discovery is liberating and creative, but to merely concentrate on a virtue in becoming something now or in future is not discovery in self knowledge. Such a cultivated virtue is never liberating, creative, and so remains within the boundaries of thoughtlessness. So, concentration or something on a picture, on an image, a symbol, an idea is not meditation. To force the mind to dwell on something prevents discovery. It only shapes the mind to a pattern, however noble, but it does not free the mind. Freeing the mind is meditation. Let him become aware of his thoughts and feelings and follow each thought feeling, however trivial or absurd. These thought feelings arise because of interest or laziness or habit. Let him discover what it is. In thinking out, feeling out, a thought or a feeling, other thoughts and other feelings will project themselves. And so he will become distracted. In discovering that he is distracted, he begins to awaken interest and enthusiasm, which will naturally bring about concentration. When the child is interested in something, he is wholly concentrated. But force him to be concentrated, and he loses interest and his mind wanders. To be so aware needs constant application. He said it was difficult for him to be so aware to think out, feel out as fully as possible each thought, each feeling. He was not used to it. He might come about through it might come about through practice. Excuse me. He must be alert to the whole question of practice lest it becomes a habit. Mere habit destroys or prevents receptiveness, discovery, understanding. Alertness of mind comes through constant thoughtfulness, and thoughtfulness is not habit. If he finds it difficult to become aware, then let him write down every thought and feeling throughout the day. Let him write down the intention behind his words, his reactions of jealousy, envy, vanity, sensuality, and so on. He could not, he replied, write down every thought and feeling as he had to earn a livelihood. He had to see many people and he had but little time. Let him spend time before breakfast in writing down, which necessitates going to bed earlier, putting aside some social affair. If he writes it down whenever he can, then in the evening before sleeping, he can look over all that he had written during the day. Let him study this, examine it, without judgment, without condemnation, And in studying it, he will discover the causes of his thoughts and feelings, desires and words. If he does this regularly, he'll notice that whenever he is not able to write down during the day because his attention is given to something else, he is nevertheless registering unconsciously his thoughts, feelings, reactions, which he will be able to write down later at his own convenience. Now, what is important in this is that he should examine, study with free intelligence what he had written down, and in studying it, he will become aware of his own state. In the flame of self awareness, of self knowledge, the causes are discovered and consumed. He should write down not once or twice, but for a considerable number of days, till he is able to be aware instantly of his thoughts and feelings, of his reactions and intentions. Thus, through self knowledge, there is right thinking, which from which flows everything else. Meditation is not only constant self awareness, but constant abandonment of the self. Out of right thinking, there is meditation, from which there comes into being the tranquility of wisdom. In that serenity, the highest is realized. Writing down what one thinks and feels, one's desire and reactions, brings about an inward awareness, the cooperation of the unconscious with the conscious, bringing about integration and understanding. The effort lies in becoming thoughtful, not in thought concentrating upon something, which only prevents the comprehension of the whole. So we can take a minute or two and then we are free to say whatever we feel or what our standing is. Yes, Harshad bhai, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good evening, friends. This is a very important article. And when I came to Krishnamurti first time, I had an advantage over people who are very active in social uh, activities. I was a student and I had all the time available apart from studying and doing research. So Krishnamurti's words, it made me look very, very attentively, very curiously, and I had all the time available. And I verified that yes, Krishnamurti, what he says is true. And when I saw it, it began to change my life. About writing, I did not do it. I came to Krishnamurti first time in 1973, but only, and in 1977, I started writing and I wrote for about 7 months. Then I stopped writing. And then I came to Rishi Valley, India, and on January 1st, 1980, I was in Chennai and I had bought a new diary previous day and I had gone to Chennai to listen to Krishnaji's talks because I was a teacher in Rishi Valley, but Krishnaji was in Chennai. And I was sitting alone in Theosophical Society one day on that 1st January 1980, and I wrote the first sentence that from now onwards, I will write every day. And I wrote for 40 years, every day almost. And looking deeply within me, and I could come in direct touch with my thoughts, and why I was writing, not in order to come in direct touch with my thinking, but writing was like emptying the mind. Like there are many things which are going on in our mind, brain. And when we write down, the brain becomes empty, and whatever was there in our brain comes out on the paper. And so our brain mind becomes very, it's like a cleaning, like we clean our house every day. And if we don't do, the spiders and they make webs and it becomes dust gather on it and it becomes very dirty. So similarly, for me, writing has been like cleaning the brain or mind so that it becomes fresh to feel something new. So that I have been doing it. And only I stopped about a year ago. I stopped because now I don't need also to write. Whenever something comes spontaneously to my mind, I start putting it on my mobile and then I share it on Facebook with friends. So, but what Krishnaji said is very, very good for people who are not able to sit alone, look clearly at their own mind. So writing will make people to come in direct touch with their thoughts. And so many beautiful things in this article Krishna ji has said about meditation, about self-knowledge. And without this self-knowledge, without clarity, whatever we do will create more conflict and confusion with people. But when there is a clarity, then even when somebody is trying to create conflict in you, you can see it and you can prevent, because we don't have control over the minds of other people. But if we are alert, we can see what that somebody has said something disturbing, what is doing it to me when I really look. And if I am not looking, it will multiply and it will make me disturbed. Then I will become violent if somebody is violent. And so mostly human relationships are going on like that on internet, on Facebook. People are provoking each other and they are losing the sense of respect, clarity. So one has to slow down and look very clearly. And when the expression coming from us is good, clear, it may affect other people. And if it doesn't affect other people, then it's okay because you have no control over the life, but we have control maybe. And something what Krishna ji said here, which I feel is like thought, thoughtfulness is not a habit. Thought is a habit. And we are thinking so much not because we want to think, but as a habitual response coming from what we have experienced. And whether we like it or not, it comes and it multiplies when we don't see it. But when we see it, it may stop the whole unnecessary stray thoughts. So, yes, looking within clearly is actually meditation, and that makes our life happy, healthy, new, creative every day. And maybe writing is the initial step, but looking in one, it can go on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harshad bhai. Thank you. Yes, Dinesh ji.
Here the sir important. Are you able to listen to me, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Here the important question is what we are trying to achieve with looking our thoughts. What does this self knowledge or self knowing? What change this self knowing will make? That is the question. And here Krishnamurti has also said that the intentions are very important. So if the man's intentions are good, good in the sense it is helpful to the society or it is for the good of everybody, then only this question of self-knowing and becoming aware of our thoughts arise. If the person is having ill thoughts or vested, he is having vested interest, then what awareness about the thoughts will do? That is the question. Because
Uh,
although thought is a material process, but to move the thoughts, energy is required. Any in that way, to move any material, energy is required. So what is the energy the person who is looking is processing? Now suppose he is having any jealousy or this thing, this is a feeling, and a feeling automatically means that it is having inherent some energy behind it. Now, if his intentions are, if his intents are good, if he's having some problem with that energy, then only the question of awareness, looking to the thought is arises. So, what Arshad sir has to say on this?
I think before
Yes.
before Harshad
Okay.
bhai gives the answer,
Okay.
I would like to make a few comments. Uh, Dinesh ji, I think you used a few things like what are you going to get by watching your thoughts, or is it going to improve the society? What is the intention of doing it and all that? I personally feel, uh, I mean, I'm only talking about myself, that this is not the right approach to watch your thoughts. Because if you have an intention of getting something out of watching, or if your purpose is to do something for the society, then I think it's a wrong way of approaching it. But if you are interested to watch your thoughts, that's why Krishji, he rarely says that. This is the first time I'm reading where he says, write down your thoughts. So, Harshad Bhai can bear me out. If you start
Yes.
writing down your thoughts, the thought slows down
Yes.
and you become instantly aware of your thought. The moment a thought arises, you become aware of them. And then you create that space between registration and reaction or response. That space increases. And you are not doing that to achieve that space, to get that space. But you will see the beauty of it because your response becomes entirely different. Without making an effort, you will see that people who are sometimes very rough, the way they speak to you, it doesn't matter to you. You are able to look at it in a different way without judging them. You are able to see things as they are. So I think the moment we start that I have to reach here, I think we start with a problem.
No, what I wanted to say actually, one has to start. Last time we discussed that one has to start from where he is.
Yes,
In this
absolutely.
case, also we see the questioner. Why questioner is interested in getting less thoughts or free from the thoughts? Because he was having problem.
Yes.
From problem arises because of the more congestion of thoughts, and he has not done any work on it. That's why he started. So he has to start from there. So in the beginning, he will think in that way only that he has to get something, and then only slowly he will understand what Krishnamurti is pointing out.
I'll not say that we have to start from where that I have to get something. I'll say that I want to inquire why this is happening to me. This is an open-ended question. But the moment you bring it to the place that I have problem with my thoughts, I want to get better thoughts, right thoughts, then the problem begins. I will request Harshad Bhai to say something on it, and then we'll go to Shakti ji. Yes.
Yes, Dubeyji, what you have said is right. Um, there is so much there outside us to learn and the whole universe. And in schools and colleges, we gather a lot of knowledge about what is there in the outside world, even the going very, very deep into the matter, like in physics, quantum physics and relativity. And it's a mysterious universe, but there is a universe within us. And that if we don't know, we don't realize that there is something within us. I feel a treasure buried within us, but around it, there are so many disturbing things, jealousy, fear, anger, loneliness. All human beings go through these problems. And but if they don't inquire into it, then lot of energy is wasted and a person can become very tired, uh, can become very depressed, uh, may not feel like doing anything. But when a person becomes very curious to look at the inner universe and not afraid to look at anger or fear or jealousy and really watch very, very carefully, then there is a real understanding. This self knowledge is nothing but looking very, very clearly at what is happening within us. And when we are able to see it, then that seeing becomes action. And then these problems no longer bothers us, like getting angry or afraid, unnecessary creating problems by imagination and so on. So most of our problems are created by us, but we are not aware of it. And what Krishnaji is saying is that look, slow down. If you are not able to slow down, right, so that you come in direct touch with yourself. And when we come in direct touch with ourselves, we begin to understand ourselves. And that understanding, self knowledge, is the beginning of wisdom, and it clears up so many things buried, very frightening thing. It clears up, and then we can really look at the whole world with a different way, without that images, without thinking, and then we can really see the beauty which is outside us. So first we have to see the beauty within us, means be free from all the things by looking very, very carefully, not in order to be free, but it's like Krishnaji said in this article, when a child is really interested, then the time doesn't exist. He gets fully involved into playing. So there is a film is going on within us. And we watch so many films about all violence and sex and all the bad things. But there's a film going on within us day and night. So when we become interested in looking at the film going within us, we discover many, many things. And then what we speak or write, it will be authentic. It will not be what is called intellectual, just for the sake of impressing somebody, but coming from our own understanding of looking ourselves. So, okay, I have said enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshad Bhai. Shakti ji, please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, is my voice reaching, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, this it's very interesting that Krishnamurti here says that if you cannot watch your thought feelings, you write them down. So it is like making it in a way easier for people who have very fast train of thought within maybe. So I think one would watch because there is some sort of discontent within. There is some sort of a sense of disorder within or a sense of unease within, not being at home with oneself. Then only one will watch, not to get rid of that problem, but one watches, in fact, to see what happens. What happens if we write down our thought, feelings, and as he says, that connection between conscious and unconscious, because even in different type of writing, suppose you are writing an article or something, even there it is some sort of catharsis comes out. Something is buried within and it comes out. So I think this is not to reach some specific state of mind, but to see that Krishnamurti is saying that there is a different way of living, and the thought, because he talks about right thinking, that right thinking, he says that it comes from self-knowledge. And self-knowledge is watching the outside world. As in the commentaries on living, we see that he watches everything with such attention. And in the same way, watching our inner space, and if it is not possible to watch thoughts, feelings, we write them down. So this is the whole process is not for for getting some sort of a spiritual some enlightenment or that, but to understand this life and to test it out whether we have an alternative way of living or we are doomed to live the way we are living. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Durga ji, thank you, Shakti ji, thanks a lot. Durga ji wants to say something, and then we will go to Dinesh ji again. Durga ji, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Just a minute, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice for me also to take part in this Thursday evening session, sir. Yeah. For a few things I would like to say, looking at this passage, you wonder, who says Krishnaji never gives any kind of directions or any kind of hints and clues. He simply lays down all the heavy weighty things. Looking at the passage, we can make out he keeps giving hints, and there are so many simple hints he gives, and how to go about those hints also he gives. He says, if you have to slow down your thought, don't make it an effort to slow it down. And how you are going to go about it. Then he suggests that, you write down all of them. Then the person says, I don't have so much time to write each and every thought. Then he says, sleep early so that you can wake up early, and in the morning after breakfast, you write few thoughts. And in the evening, write few thoughts. That means he's giving so many, but only thing is, you really need to apply your mind to see, how gently and how, lovingly he says. He says, then in the night time you read, and he always also gives with a lot of riders. Don't read them with a lot of judgment or analysis and all, just simply read. There's a rider there. So, and he gives all of them in such an effortless way, and we tend to miss out on them. So, such a lovely passage. So, and he says effort is involved in being thoughtful, not to stop your thoughts. That and in the end, he always comes out with more subtlest and very you can say wise points. You can say you just can't stop concentrating on how to stop my thought, how to go about them. If you want to make a how, then it's a problem. So he's very gently he's telling, and he says there's a beginning of it. First of all, be aware of your thoughts, keep writing down, and then automatically it slows down your thought processes, and maybe slowly one becomes thoughtful in the in due course of time. And there is a very specific traps. He says, if you have already something in your mind, okay, if I read Krishnamurti, if I'm going to achieve something, or if I have to cultivate some virtue, so he has written that also. So if you have done those things in your mind, that means you have beaten up your own purpose in the very beginning itself. So the idea is just to become aware of your thoughts and how to go about them, and just start everything on a clean slate, rather than having so many so much of baggage in your mind. So that's how he started off that. And one more thing, sir, like this passage is very fundamental in defining meditation. So he also has suggested what is not meditation. Sitting just quietly or looking at some image which we are all used to, which we have been told, like some other schools of meditation, they say that sit quietly, concentrate on something. And so he says no, that is not meditation. And very very nicely he has given the meditation, the definition of meditation. Meditation is not only constant self-awareness, but constant abandonment of the self. Now that is very weighty statement, though he's suggested very gently, start writing down, but later on he goes into very deeper issues. So that is the beauty of Krishnaji's, the whole, like any text we take, he intermingles with everything. And sometimes our mind registers only a few things and we forget about other things, So I was just admiring the whole, the passage of it, and the beautiful definitions are, it's only about self-awareness and self-knowledge. That is meditation. Meditation is not sitting in a closed room or, just looking at that we all know, I think, by this time. And understanding your own thoughts, not with a purpose, not with an end in view. Just simply keep writing. You don't know what all we are going to discover about our own selves. Maybe we are too conditioned, we are too burdened with so many images we have carried from our childhood. And but when we start writing down, very in a random fashion, maybe we come across a lot of other things about our own selves, about human consciousness itself. So maybe that is the beginning how it has to be made. That's what he says. And what is not meditation, very specifically, very categorically, he has said that. And also he said in the last also, he says, and slowly, there's a cooperation of the unconscious and the conscious, and the integration of that, and that brings about understanding. And and in that serenity, the highest is realized. And he has stated even the summation of it also in that very in that few paragraphs itself. The beginning, the gentle beginning, what we had to make, but that is not for any end in view. That is just the beginning. But later on, maybe when we start inquiring, when we start wondering what, but for that I think one has to have some interest in that. One has to have some curiosity about it, and not having so much of weightage in your mind, so this is what I'm going to get. So that is a complete no from the beginning itself. So that's what I could gather from this text, sir. That's all I had to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Durgaji. Thank you. Dineshji wants to say something. Yes, Dineshji.
Yeah, we should also discuss about this tranquility of the wisdom which he has taught, and the serenity of the highest. What does he mean by that? Because interest automatically means that movement of the thought in a particular direction. So why that particular thought is arising, and what is the intention behind it? and what sort of energy the one is processing and how is related to it. What is behind it? What is the intention behind it? This also we should discuss. What Arshad sir has to say on this.
Yeah,
Yes, Harshad Bhai wants to say something.
yeah. Um, when first I would like to say about meditation, what Krishna says, that meditation is a constant looking, and meditation is not with a method or a system or with a goal. All this says because he speaks from his own level. But a person who doesn't know anything about meditation has lived mostly a life of conflict and problems. When such a person listens to Krishnamurti saying that meditation, no method, then he may give up completely. But a person has to start, like says you need to write down, Krishnaji says, look inside. Um, and in 1930s, Krishnaji wrote a letter to Emily Lutyens. She was like a mother to Krishnamurti. And Krishnamurti wrote that from now onwards, I'm going to meditate every day and trying to look at all the negative things which has been collected over the time. And he actually, he was alone in that house, and he was meditating, and something began to happen, some new movement in his life. So we must not accept everything what Krishnamurti says from his level of understanding. We have to begin with our own state. So if I really realize that I have some problems, I get very angry, or I have fearful dreams and anxiety about future, then I need to really look at it and not say that there is no method. One has to sit down and look. But again, Krishnaji says that in order to look clearly, one needs freedom. And since people are so busy and they like to really don't want to look, so they involve in some other activities, social activity or political or some other activity to uh, go away from oneself. But then when a person does some other work, political or even educational work, without having clarity, then whatever one does, that will create more problems. So the confusion, conflict leads to more conflict. So the basic thing is to really look at ourselves whenever we get time. And if this is the most important thing, most basic things, then yes, there is a great possibility exists in human beings to uh, get rid of many problems which we create for ourselves. And then life becomes very interesting, and we look at everything in a different way. Okay, I don't know if I have answered your question.
Sir, I see that my neighbor is having a beautiful car. A grid is arised. I am self-aware. I am looking at that grid. Now, what do I do with that grid?
Mm. Yeah.
Just be aware of
So,
that grid. Just be aware.
yeah, first be aware of that, and then whether are you do you afford to have such a car? Do you have money? And then if you don't have money, then you have to earn money, and then in that lot of time is necessary. Then you may not get time to look inward, and even after you get the car, you may not feel happy. Then there will be other car will attract you, and it is an endless process of
So question of
getting
wisdom arises. So question of wisdom arises here.
yes, yes.
Yes, Anand, you want to say something? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So it's only a question, sir. When I ask why do problems arise, can I look at it? I never solve any of my problems in life. I mean, I think it's only, I mean, I think I may have solved, but it remains. If I really solve the problem, it does not arise once again. Can I look at that is the question. And two is, if I keep saying, I mean, Krishnamurti keeps giving hints, again, I'm back to my conditioning, sir. I'm making him an authority. Can I look at that is the question. And again, if I say, I'm at a different level and he's at a different level, again, that becomes a problem, sir. To see something, the level is not required, sir. Now, to see what is happening, say that right now, what is happening, there's so much of violence, to see that, I mean, no levels are required. I see that somebody is being killed. So we need to, there are also questions, sir. I mean, we need to really, how do I put this? I mean, the moment I give an answer, I'm back to my conditioning. Can I look at that is the question, sir. Over.
But here what I feel, one has to understand the whole structure of life. As long as life is there, questions, conflicts, and all these things will always be there. So if one understands the structure of life, that these all things will be there, and what is his role, or his he has to know that what actually what is his role in this and how is related to these things. So the question of wisdom has to be answered.
So when you say I need to understand life, I mean, I am life, can I look at that, sir? Life is relationship. Relationship is life.
Yes.
Without me, there's nothing exists. So the life, what they call is, can I look at that is what is actually me.
Yes.
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
I think yes, Harshad bhai, yes.
Yeah, I think many people who have listened to Krishnamurti for many, many years are very much affected or attracted. I feel that they are asking too many questions, but real thing is looking. And in looking, there is no question. And that is what is really necessary, what Krishnamurti says, look. And how do you look? If you look with all the knowledge one has gathered from Krishnamurti, then that is not looking. So that is what is lacking in most people, that they are asking too many questions but not looking. Okay, I finish.
Sir, why one should look actually? What is the motive or what is the thing which makes him to look? If he doesn't have any problem, he will not look.
Yeah.
I think Dinesh ji, let's keep Krishnamurti away for some time. Let's forget about him. Let's think about our life. In our life we have conflict, we have all kinds of issues. We are jealous, we get angry. If I'm not bothered about my life, I don't need to go in anything. Occasionally I go to a temple, I feel happy, and I'm quite happy with my life. And I assume, this is the way human being has been living since thousands of years. What's so great about it? Forget about it. But if I want to know and try to find out, can there be a different way of living? Forget about Krishnamurti for a time being. Then I start looking at my life. I start examining every negative emotion that comes. I try to look at it dispassionately. See what happens. Don't start that you have to reach someplace. Just try and see what happens in our life. Take any one thing and see where it takes you. As you have rightly said, it needs energy to inquire. But if you are really interested, you will bring that energy to looking. That is what is important. And don't
Yes, so
worry
one
where
has
it takes. Don't worry where it takes you. Let it take anywhere.
So one has to be serious and honest.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And this is true that uh, Krishnamurti, I mean, we can't have that level of consciousness to understand the way he did. But smaller things are like in our life, if you look at smaller things and if you go deeply into it, without your effort or without doing anything, you can see that something happens, something triggers, and it brings a very deep understanding. Perhaps that is what he's talking about. I have two, three hands
Prakash
being raised.
Maheshwari has
Uh, we will start with Prakash ji. Please go ahead. Prakash ji, बोलें.
नमस्ते सभी को।
नमस्ते, नमस्ते, नमस्ते।
आज का जो पैसेज हमने कृष्णमूर्ति का लिया है
जी,
उसमें सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात जो मुझे लग रही है वो ये है कि वो कह रहे हैं कि थॉट को एग्जामिन करो। एग्जामिन बिना कंडेमनेशन के, बिना जजमेंट के। तो यहाँ इस चीज को समझना पड़ेगा कि एग्जामिनेशन में क्या क्या चीज इन्वॉल्व है। एग्जामिनेशन जब हम किसी चीज का करते हैं तो हम किसी पूर्वाग्रह के साथ उस चीज को नहीं देखते हैं, और पूर्वाग्रह के साथ नहीं देखते हैं और उसकी निंदा करते हुए नहीं देखते हैं। तो जब हम खुद के थॉट को जब देख रहे हैं तो वो ये कह रहे हैं कि खुद के थॉट को भी इस तरह से देखो कि उसको, कि ये मेरे बुरा थॉट क्यों आया या अच्छा थॉट क्यों आया। तो इस तरीके से नहीं देखने को वो कह रहे हैं। वो कह रहे हैं कि ये थॉट को आप जो है निष्पक्ष तरीके से देखो। निष्पक्ष तरीके से देखने में एक उदाहरण के लिए अगर हम लेते हैं कि सपोज कोई विजिलेंस का कोई मैटर है और हमारे को नहीं मालूम है कि ये पर्टिकुलर आदमी ने ये जो है क्राइम किया है या नहीं किया है, तो हमारे पास 3-4 पॉसिबिलिटी रहती है, 3-4 सस्पेक्ट रहते हैं कि इसमें से कोई भी मतलब दोषी हो सकता है। हम किसी की तरफ जो है पहले से पूर्वाग्रहित नहीं होंगे कि इसने ही ये क्राइम किया है या उसकी निंदा करके कि ये बुरा व्यक्ति था तो इसने इस तरीके से किया होगा। तो जो फैक्ट्स आएंगे तो उसको हम एग्जामिन करेंगे। और उसके बाद उन्होंने सेकंड वर्ड डिस्कवर यूज किया। तो उसके बाद में जो कंक्लूजन आएगा, कंक्लूजन भी निकालना पड़ेगा आपको। क्या खाली अगर आप थॉट को देखते रहेंगे, लिखते रहेंगे और उसको जो है नोट डाउन करके और पढ़ते रहेंगे तो उससे कुछ नहीं होगा। तो उसके बाद जो है आपको एग्जामिन करने के बाद उसका निष्कर्ष भी निकालना पड़ेगा कि नहीं, अब मैंने ये जो सब चीजों को देखा है, इसको फैक्ट्स ये कलेक्ट किए हैं और इससे ये आ रहा है कि मेरे कुछ अनफिनिश्ड वर्क थे जो मेरे को बार बार जो है वही उसकी जो है याद आती थी। मेरे मन में जो है किसी के प्रति जो घृणा थी तो वो घृणा के थॉट्स कि उसको अब मैं ये इस तरीके से नीचा दिखाऊंगा, अब इस तरीके से मैं उसको नुकसान पहुंचाऊंगा। तो ये सब चीजें भी आपको वो चीज में तब जो है आपको कंक्लूजन पे भी पहुंचना पड़ेगा। खाली अगर आप लिखेंगे या ये देखेंगे या नोट डाउन करके रखेंगे तो कोई, मुझे नहीं लगता कि किसी समस्या का जो है हल निकले। सेकंड चीज, कृष्णमूर्ति ने जो अपनी बात आई कि कहीं हम उनको अथॉरिटी बना रहे हैं, तो अथॉरिटी तो हम अगर उनका पैसेज लेते हैं, हम किस तरीके से उस चीज को देखते हैं कि अगर हमने यहाँ पे कृष्णमूर्ति सर्कल बनाया, जूम मीटिंग कर रहे हैं और उसमें जो है कृष्णमूर्ति का किसी पैसेज को ले रहे हैं, तो एक सेंस में हमने उसको अथॉरिटी बना ही दिया। पर हम उनकी बातों की सच्चाई को देख रहे हैं कि वास्तव में उन्होंने वो जो बात कही है वो सही है कि नहीं। तो उसको खुद एग्जामिन करो। अगर हम जब खुद एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं और उसमें सच्चाई पा रहे हैं तो उसको अथॉरिटी नहीं बना रहे हैं, तब वो आपकी अपनी चीज होगी, न कि कृष्णमूर्ति की चीज रह जाएगी। तो वो जो है वो एक इंडिकेशन है। और आपको कहीं पे भी किसी भी रूप में अगर कहीं चलना है तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं सहारा लेना पड़ेगा। हम कुछ शब्द ऐसे पकड़ लेते हैं और उसके बाद जो है ये सोचते हैं कि नहीं, इनको अथॉरिटी नहीं बनाना है, इनको पेडस्टल पे नहीं रखना है। तो वो तो आपने ऑलरेडी रख दिया जब आपने उसका जो है कहीं पे उसको पैसेज लिया या ये करा या एक सर्कल बनाया, तो उन्होंने आपने ऑलरेडी रख ही दिया है उनको। तो वो सेंस में वो कह ही नहीं रहे। तो सेकंड चीज ये कहना थी। थर्ड चीज ये आ रही है कि कृष्णमूर्ति का अभी जब मैं बहुत सारा किताबें पढ़ रहा था तो ये बात आ रही है कि कृष्णमूर्ति ने ये जो है एक प्रैक्टिकल हाउ की मेथड जो है ये दी है, पर ऐसा नहीं है। मेरे को तो करीब करीब उनकी हर जो टॉक है उसमें कहीं ना कहीं वो हिंट देते ही हैं, ट्राई इट सर, कुछ समय आइसोलेशन में बिताइए, कुछ समय आप जो है अकेले साथ रहिए, कहीं किताब लेके मत बैठिए, कहीं रेडियो के साथ मत बैठिए, कुछ जो है अपने साथ बिता के और करिए। इस टाइप से बहुत सारी चीजों में उन्होंने कहा है कि ट्राई इट सर या एग्जामिन इट सर। तो एग्जामिन करना, ट्राई करना, ये भी एक हाउ का ही मेथड है। उन्होंने वो शब्द नहीं कहा है, और एक पर्टिकुलर उन्होंने ये सोचा कि नहीं, अगर मैं हाउ की कोई मेथड बनाऊंगा तो लोग मेथड को उसको एक डिटो फॉलो करने के उसमें वो लग जाते हैं, तो उन्होंने हाउ शब्द को अवॉइड किया है। पर उन्होंने बहुत सारी हिंट ऐसी दी है कि जिसमें उन्होंने अपने जीवन को खुद ही देख के, समझ के, और जो है अच्छा बनाने का जो है कोशिश करने को कहा है। तो और मेडिटेशन की जहां बात आई थी, तो मेडिटेशन का पूरा समअप अगर हम, उन्होंने मेडिटेशन के बारे में इतनी जगह करीब करीब उनको पॉइंट आउट अगर अपन करेंगे तो कहाँ किस मेडिटेशन को कहा है, कहाँ किसी चीज को मेडिटेशन कहा है, ऐसे 70-75 जो है चीजें आएगी कि ये इन चीजों को उन्होंने मेडिटेशन कहा है। पर उस सब का अंत यही आता है कि सेल्फ का एंड, अगर आप सेल्फ से फ्री हो जाओगे तो वही मेडिटेशन है। उनका जो अंत में निचोड़ जो आता है वो यही आता है। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Prakash ji. Ravi, you want to say something? You had raised your hand. Ravi from Uttarkashi, you want to say something? No, I think he's not.
Sorry. Actually, I would speak from my own experience that when I had been writing a diary for almost a decade or half a decade, I had been contexting all the thoughts, all the feelings in that diary in short, abbreviated mode. Then I stopped it. I burned that diary. Then I realized after 10 or 15 years that I made mistakes in my life because I could not see the mistakes in my life what I made because I was not writing it down. But still I had become lazy and I couldn't do that. And nowadays I am observing my own thought, and it started reducing the burden on brain cells. So observing your own thought unburden your brain cell. Plus, second thing I realized that I should write down few things like question, not the whole thought because I have infinite thoughts, and I by observing that I observing those thoughts, I'm reducing the conflict of the thoughts. So I do write questions, whatever arises in my mind, or I do read in the teachings. By doing that, I conclude that what I have to think, what I have to concentrate, and what I have to find for what question I have to find the answer within, not without. So doing that, whether Krishnamurti says it or not, it's depend on the particular person to person, whether he is comfortable with that thing or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you.
I want to ask a question, and particularly to Harshat sir and Dubey sir, in context with this Ravi's narration, that how do I observe my thought or how do I see my thought? Whether I have to see the content, whether I have to see the intention behind it, or whether I have to see the truth behind it because of which the thought is arising, and that will give me the knowledge about my instincts. Arshad sir.
Yeah. You are asking how do we look at thoughts, right?
Yes, sir.
How do we look at the clouds when they are coming and going in the blue sky? We don't do anything. They come and go. Same way, thoughts are going on by themselves. We are not thinking, but something is going on. And when it's like a train which is going on, and all you have to do is to jump in the train and then move with it. So how to do it is just looking at whatever is going on within. If I am disturbed, then I look at the disturbance, or if there is a fear, look at it. So that looking is different than what it is looking at. And that is the important thing, because if it is making judgment about what it looks, then it lives in the same plane as thinking. And then it can go on like that. But this looking is coming out from the plane of thinking, feeling, and then looking. And in that, there is a real beauty and a real clarity, a real understanding. It happens. But generally, I think it is very few people are able to come out from the plane of thinking and feeling. And so their questions are coming from the same plane of thinking and feeling. And the answers will be also in the same plane of thinking and feeling. So one doesn't really come out. And the real thing is to come out and just look. So it is very easy to say it, but very difficult to do it, and one cannot do it by one's desire to come out. But it can happen when there is a real curiosity, honesty, integrity, intensity, passion. Then it may happen that one can come out from this plane and look, and in that there is a real clarity, there is beauty. Okay, I don't know if I answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshad bhai. Dinesh ji, I will come. I'm not going to talk about Krishnamurti. Let's talk. Like you are aware. I know you have interest in tradition, and you talk of Upanishad and all that. I'll suggest, from my own experience, sit quietly for half an hour, 45 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever time you can really sit quietly and watch your thoughts. Sit in a quiet place and don't resist any thought, neither judge them. Just keep watching, be watchful. See, one thought comes followed by another and so on, because the mind is always thinking, it can never stop. That is the that's the way the mind is made. Perhaps this is a biological thing we can't do anything about. But I'll tell you with my own experience, if you continue this for sufficient number of days, you will see that you find a space between two thoughts. You can watch that. And that is the beauty of watching, because you are not condemning any thoughts. You're not saying that I must have good thoughts or bad thoughts or whatever. You're just clearly watching it. And I have read it earlier. I want to read it one more time when Krishnaji talks about watching thoughts. And this is given in the book, The Only Revolution. I have read it once, I remember, before this Indore group. And here he says, this is a single visitor who has come to see Krishnaji, and he says that watching doesn't make any difference. The problem that I have with thought remains same. And he says, I want to quote Krishnaji. He says, see actually what is happening without responding to it with pleasure or pain. See it in freedom. Freedom is seeing. Seeing is freedom. You can see only in freedom. And then the participant says, this seeing may be an act of freedom, but what effect it does on my bondage, which is the thing seen. I see my mother-in-law bullying me. Does she stop because I can see it? And he says, see the action in your mother-in-law and see your responses without further response of pleasure or pain. See it in freedom. Your action then may be to completely ignore what she is saying or walk out of there. But the action of walking out or disregarding what she had said is not out of resistance, but in choiceless awareness. So if the mind becomes quieter, So I'll say this is the preparation to understand Krishna better. I'm not saying that I understand and you don't, because it all depends on capacity and the kind of energy we can spare. But with practice, with preparation, you will be able to watch your thoughts. Not because you want to gain anything out of it or you want to reach anywhere, but you just want to watch your thoughts. I'll suggest do that. Let's see what happens.
So in quietness, wisdom arises, you mean to say.
I don't know what arises. I don't want to define it. I don't want to put a label on it. Let's see what arises. We'll watch it.
Okay.
Anandji, please, and then to Mr. Sharma, Prabhakar Sharma. Yes. Anandji, unmute yourself.
So, I mean, thoughts arise because it also gives me a lot of pleasure, sir. There's also pain. So both pain and pleasure make me feel alive. So without that, what am I? Who am I? Can I look at that as a question, sir? Over.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Sharma, Mr. Prabhakar Sharma, please go ahead, sir.
Sir, suppose my son is indisposed and I have to take him to the hospital. And I am a very poor man and all the ways to get the money is closed. Unless the doctor attends him, the health will not improve. So doctor, unless I pay the amount in the hospital, the doctors will not attend my son. So what do I do in that situation? I'm fixed.
Sir, I don't think
I have no
anybody-
other way to. I have no other way to get the money. I have all the ways are closed. He is very seriously indisposed. Unless the doctors operate him, his health will not improve. So I have no money to pay. Unless I pay the amount, he will not be admitted to the hospital. That is the situation.
Sir, we always have conflicts of this kind. And I'll quote another story, perhaps that will make it a little more clearer. Kandaswamy mentioned this before the Indore group once. And he said Krishna was talking to younger people in Vasant Bihar, and a gentleman got up and he said, "Sir, I want to ask a question to you, and I want you to give me a very honest answer." And Krishna said, "Yes, sir, go ahead now." And he said, "I am in love with a girl. I want to marry her, but my parents don't want to marry. They say don't marry her. What should I do?" And Krishna said, "Either you kill your parents or run away with the girl." So a confused mind only has choices. If you really want to save your son or daughter who is seriously ill and you don't have money, maybe you sell your whole thing, your whole property, borrow money, take loan. But if you want to keep your money as well and also save your child, then we know the consequences. That's the conflict we live in. But if you are absolutely clear as to this is what I want to do, you will do that. And that is the right action. Ravi wants to say something. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pondering on a question. Like when I watch my thoughts, there are thoughts coming automatically and going, and there are second types of thought which are coming repetitively and creating a boredom. But still, mind is interested in those thoughts. So I'm not looking for the answer from anybody. I'm just raising the question to myself that why these thoughts, repetitive thoughts, are coming again and again. Why mind is interested in that, and why it is not getting bored of it. Thank you.
I don't think it needs any comments. You are in the best position to answer that. Unless Harshad Bhai wants to say something. I don't know.
Yeah, about Prabhakar question. I see on Facebook many people are writing that whether the friends can contribute some money, if there are children who are going through operation and father or mother requests all the friends or all the people, whether they are friends or not. So sometimes it may work, somebody donates money or something like that.
Can I say something, sir?
Yes, let me invite Durga ji to say something, then we'll come back to you, Anand ji. Durga ji, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, there is some direct question to you. Is this book available, sir? Is it in is it completely outside and all? Okay. Very
available.
interesting passages, and since we are devoting so much of time for this book, okay. Is it Kindle and all? Amazon Kindle? Is it?
Are you asking about the world
the
within?
world within? The world within, which we are referring to, this book, sir?
I don't know about the Kindle version, but you can look it on the Amazon and find out whether Kindle version is available. But in the book is available, it's on print. You can request Rajghat to send it to you, or you can write to Chennai, Vasant Bihar. They can send it.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I'll do that, sir. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I just would like to add few things. Since we are discussing, and sometimes our minds have the habit of if one point is there, without trying it itself, we want to go into the other point. We want to jump into the other point. We want to say what's about it, how will I go, and all that. And one more thing, sir. We need not underestimate our own human intelligence. We need not put Krishnaji on the pedestal, and we need not think that his consciousness is at a higher level and we are at a lower level and all. I think consciousness is same. Maybe he is so evolved and so gone into the supreme consciousness, but we are all part of it. So before rather than thinking that he is on his higher plane and I am nobody and nowhere, so why don't we just start it and see where it goes? And we have, I do want to say, we have the tremendous potential also as human beings, and Krishnaji at various points, he gives different kind of hints. He surmises, when you observe everything, that's very important, observation. When you observe other people in your society, that's very key to Krishnaji's teaching. And nature, observing people, the world is all part of it. So just like we are saying about writing everything in all your thoughts in a diary, that's the beginning. That maybe that brings its own revelations. Maybe after 6 months, maybe after 1 year, we start wondering, because that question automatically will come in our own mind. I have written this, what effort? Maybe our own consciousness will lead further from one step to the other step, rather than we wanting to know all the answers at one go. So, there's always that kind of a process and that kind of a setting. We should feel we are not, very far away from it. So I just would like to say this. And maybe there's a beginning of one of the clues, writing your own thoughts, and then comes, look everything and examine everything and observe everything. There's another hint he gives. So all these hints put together, when we start doing, maybe we don't know, without realizing ourselves, we don't know, some changes starts happening in our own consciousness. Are we aware of those changes also? So there is not one final goal, one final ultimate truth that is there we have to achieve and acquire or something. Maybe this is all part of the journey which has already got set in, and maybe we are moving in particular some direction or the other. So I think we need to keep this also in mind. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ji. Anand ji, yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, coming back to, stating that my son is not well, he's very serious. What do I do? In fact, Krishnamurti does say somewhere, I can't really recollect, when the intention is there, it is very serious, when your intention, he says, you will find the world will come to your help. That is what he has said. That someone somewhere will come and help you out. That is what it is. And it's another example. I don't think it's connected with this, but when I face danger, there is an action. I mean, I don't say I have to act. So it becomes very personal when I say, when I see the danger of what is happening right now about the climate change, I mean, that got me into an action. That's all there is. When you're serious about it, or when you have an affection for your children, something does take place, sir. That is what I would say. Over, sir.
Thank you, Anandji. Anybody else? Prabhakarji, you feel you have got an answer to what you asked, or you want to say something more?
Okay, sir. Mostly we are all participating. All those people who have the same wavelength, same ideas are actually participating because we like each other and we are on the same wavelength. We are discussing. But what about others? When I try to explain these things to other people, most of them, they are not interested to follow this. There is the problem. Some people are very agile, some are very dense, very dull. Why there is so much difference? Sometimes I feel some students are very active, very easily they grasp things. And some students are so dense and dull that even if you repeat many times also, they fail to understand. So what is the reason? Why their minds are configured in this fashion, or they are detached? What is the reason, sir?
Sir, every child is unique, and it has its own level of intelligence, its own genes and all that. So why do we want every child to grasp everything that we say? That is the first question that I asked you. Why do we want that? It's not fulfilling my desire that is important. I think a child should be respected for what he is. And you put the seed of that learning in him, like we throw seed in the ground, it falls on a fertile soil, it grows. It falls on a stone, nothing happens to it. So let it take its own shape. You can only put the seed in the soil, provide water, sufficient sunlight. But the soil needs that. Krishna used to say the darkness of the soil that is required for the seed to grow. You can't provide that. The seed has to find that darkness, that quietness on its own. Let it find out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. Shakti ji wants to say something, then we'll go to Dinesh ji once again. Shakti ji, please unmute yourself. Shakti ji, can you hear us? I think there's lots of disturbance with Shakti ji.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What happens when there is a crisis? What happens when there is a situation which is...
Shakti ji, we can't hear you. Shakti ji, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Please write, Shakti ji, so that others can know what you wanted to say.
Dinesh ji, please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Whatever you said, to me also, it's a question of individuality. I have to solve my question paper and not everybody in every other's question paper.
Yes.
Krishnaji has also pointed out many things to many people because of their individuality, their individual problems. So one has to look into. That's why he has insisted for the self knowledge, self knowing, and he said that one should know about himself, and then only the question of wisdom and insight, with the help of that, with the help of right thinking, one can move further. And that's what he said, that moving and learning. That's what I feel. What do you have to say?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
May I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I read a biography of Buddha, and I read that Buddha started giving talks only after enlightenment, when he felt that he was very, very clear within himself, and people listened to him. But even then, some people will not listen, like Krishnaji, when he was talking to students in Rishi Valley. Very few students were listening and asking questions, and many were very restless, and he knew it. So it doesn't matter whether somebody is interested in what you are saying. If you feel that the other people are not interested, then better not to talk. But sometimes some people may come to you and may ask you question because they feel that there is something different in your life, and when they ask on their own, then you can then there is a relationship, I think. Otherwise, people may listen or may not listen, it doesn't matter. Okay, finish.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Ravi has written something to Prabhakar ji. I personally do prefer government hospitals against private one. The only thing, one must have faith in government hospitals, their caliber, experience, which is far better. Biography of Buddha, I never heard of it. What is the name of? So this is for Harshad Bhai. Who is the author of this biography you are talking about, sir?
The author is Thich Nhat Hanh.
Yes.
He's a Vietnamese monk.
Yes.
And the name of the book is The Old Path, White Cloud.
Old Cloud, yes. It's very simply written,
White
simple
Cloud, Old
English.
Path, White Cloud.
Yes, very simply written.
Beautiful,
Very
yeah.
well, very beautifully written. Thick book, a thick book though. Yeah.
And in that it says that when Buddha was going, just may I take 1 minute?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So when Buddha was going, one king was very much impressed, and the king wanted Buddha to be his guru, and the king said, "I will give you half of my kingdom, but be my guru." And Buddha said, "Still, there is not time for me to accept any disciple. I still have to find something within myself." And so he left. So Buddha was like that. Only when there is a clarity, he talked, and many people listened.
Thank you, thank you. We'll have the last word from Durga ji now, and
yes,
then Shakti ji. Yes.
I hope I'm not consuming too much of time, sir.
No. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Actually, Mr. Dinesh's question, sir, that actually prompted me to, participate once again. And yeah, I think his question, I feel it's a very valid one. How will we generate the energy? Because if you, unless I would like to just answer him directly, unless and until we have that questioning mind, we don't go anywhere. I think he's right. And one place, if you read about Krishnaji's, old talks, he writes about the desire. Unless and until you have some kind of a burning desire in you, and sometimes we feel, we shouldn't have desires. The desire is it's a useless emotion and all. Sometimes we brush it off. But he says one kind of a burning desire. You really want to understand something. I think unless and until that kind of a burning desire is there, that I think that gives you the energy. Energy will not come from anywhere else. One has to generate that energy in oneself. And that can happen. First of all, is there any clarity which way I'm going? Is there any particular desire in me which wants some kind of an expression? If that kind of clarity is there, or I think it's all part of self-knowledge, self-awareness. I have all these questions and I have these doubts, which way I think that shows that we are active, we are alive, we are not just some dull and sleepy persons. We just take a pill of Krishnaji and we are thinking that no, he wants that challenging mind, he wants that questioning mind, inquiring mind. Only if you have inquiry, only if you have some some kind of a burning thing going on in you, I think only that gives energy. Energy you can't get generate from anywhere else. You need to generate the energy that will take you. That's he says. Remain with the questions. Remain with the question of why it is like this. Why I'm not progressing anywhere else. Am I too burdened with something else? I think when this kind of a non-verbal kind of a state that goes on inside, I think that starts bringing clarity, and that is the only thing that can lead you, to forward. That's how the energy gets generated. I just want to answer Dinesh's question. Energy that is it. You have to generate that energy. Maybe your conflict is dissipating so much of energy in you, in oneself. The conflicts, the unhappiness, the dissatisfaction in one's own life, that is dissipating so much of energy. That's why we are unable to move. Maybe we have to find out those areas where my energy is going away. I don't have that kind of a serenity of mind to go into all these things. So I think this is questioning oneself. Questioning. I think Krishnaji's inquiry and questioning are at the root of heart of the teaching. So till the time we don't question, we always take things for granted. So the questioning, that's the only thing that can move or propel our energies. That's what I could gather from the books. That's what I have to say, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Shakti ji has responded to Prabhakar ji's statement. He says, I wish to say that even in the moments of critical situation, being watchful at least helps to gauge the possibilities, even if no solution emerges. So I think it's very important to be watchful of the given situation. That is what it means. I think we have come to the end of the time now. It's almost 7:30, so we can as well close. Judge Saab, we can close now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, special thanks for Sakti Singh ji for watchful.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.